Will Florida real estate crash 50%? Florida real estate is in a little bit of a free fall in some areas. Some are seeing price drops of 28% in the last 6 months. In other places, even worse than in the 2008 crash. And it might not be over yet. Is your market safe? Is your neighborhood safe? Or are you sitting on a time bomb? We're going to break it down. And remember, I say it all the time, panic is your worst enemy. How you doing? My name is Keith Connors. Thanks for checking out the Florida Suncoast Real Estate Channel. Please subscribe, share this video with your friends. They'll thank you later. And if you stick around, you will not miss our hilarious property punchline at the end. Hilarious. Now, if you've been watching the Florida market, you've probably seen the headlines. Prices slashed, skyrocketing insurance, even predictions of total gloom and doom. Today we're going to break down what's happening, why it's happening, and some of the areas you may want to avoid if you're buying or selling in the Sunshine State in the near future. How bad is it? Well, let's start with the numbers. It's a good place, right? In some Florida markets, property values have dropped 28% in 6 months. It's not a typo. The luxury segment hit even harder, down 35% in some areas. Experts say we could see declines of up to 40% by the beginning of 2025. For context, the 2008 crash saw similar numbers, but this time it's happening faster and admittedly in smaller pockets. What's driving the decline? Now, why is this happening? Well, number one, environmental risks. Rising sea levels, of course, those hurricanes have put much of Florida's coastline under scrutiny. Also, banks are tightening lending requirements again, and insurance companies, some of them, running for the hills. Number three is insurance costs. Speaking of crazy, insurance rates have tripled in some areas. Combine that with major carriers pulling out, and you've got a recipe for financial stress. There's also the declining foreign investment. Foreign buyers once made up 35% of luxury sales in places like Sarasota and Clearwater. Today, that's down to just 12%. Many investors are pulling back, and confidence is shaky. Are there areas to watch or avoid? Here's where it gets kind of sticky. Some markets are more stable than others, some small areas, but the hardest hit areas do include Naples and Miami. In Naples, a steep drop in foreign investments has rocked their luxury market. In Miami, overbuilt and oversaturated, especially in that high-end condo market. And here in Tampa, rising insurance costs are pushing many people to look elsewhere. Keep in mind, sometimes a half mile, quarter mile, or a few hundred yards can make a world of difference. Before you buy anywhere in Florida, hit me up and I'll give you an app that you will use on every property to save thousands on insurance, potentially. Look, other areas like Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Sarasota also showing signs of strain, especially in their waterfront communities, no doubt. If you're considering buying or selling in these spots, do your homework, or better yet, reach out to a trusted expert. I've been in Florida real estate long enough to see so many cycles come and go. And while this one feels big, it's not universal, and we always recover. Some areas weather the storm better than others, literally, especially inland markets. Communities built with affordability and resilience in mind are doing great. So, is Florida headed for a 50% crash? Maybe not everywhere, but signs are clear. Certain markets are struggling, and caution is the key. But if you're a buyer, that's how I got a house for half price here a few years back. There may be opportunities. Whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on the market and your home's value, I'm here to help you navigate these crazy times. Drop a comment below. I'd love to know, are you seeing price drops in your neighborhood? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, please, for more Florida real estate updates. Remember, I'd love to be your guide to Florida Suncoast living. I'm just keeping it real, one home at a time. And before we go, let's try to lighten the mood a little bit with our property punchline. What do you call a real estate agent with bad jokes? Pun employed. Thanks for the visit. Again, please share the videos, subscribe, check back for more advice, and maybe another laugh or two. I'll see you on the beach or in the next video. Peace.